Sir?
Yes, ma'am, I'm ready.
Yes, sir. We can resume the session, sir.
Okay, ma'am. Okay. So, after the break, we were just uh, going through a few slides. Okay, so it becomes mandatory that you people read the slides, spend some time on the slides, right? Uh, One more point what I wanted to make is SAP is, so even before you practically work on the SAP system, you should be equipped with what exactly you are trying to achieve. Suppose, see, why so much of theory? Why so much of talking? Is because even before you get into all these business processes and the finance activity, you should know what the product is giving us. Yeah. And for you to understand the product, it becomes inevitable. See, suppose there is some thing called as marginal costing. So have you worked on marginal costing or unit costing practically? But you have the subjects in your CMA, right? So isn't it happening theoretically also? So similarly, the same logic applies to SAP also. Now, the reason as to why we are giving you this and talking about this subject is because you should know what SAP is all about. Practically, yes, you will always be having the practical side of SAP. That is always there. But even before that, try to understand the terms. Suppose after you're all qualified CMS tomorrow, when you get into the SAP environment, you should know what is expected. You should know the terms in SAP. And the whole course is designed for you not to become experts. And please make this very, very clear. You will not be able to create anything in the system. You will not be allowed to create anything in the system. I will show you everything after you get hold of the system. I said I'm going to show you all, but the creation side is not what is expected from you. I hope I have answered so many of your questions, whatever you have asked in the Q&A regards the practical side of SAP. Yes, definitely we are going to see it. We're going to discuss each and every possible screen. And as I said, the subject is very, very vast, very huge. The finance topic itself, you will see it is so very interesting and quite, I would not say, I would not use the term complex or something. Okay, very interesting and lots of things to learn. Even before you get into SAP system, you will have to have a thorough understanding of what SAP FI is all about. That is the reason as to why you have a 965 pages slides. Can you see the number on the top? And SAP has not created this simply. It is with a purpose, and professionals have prepared this. Clear? So this is the background with which I'm going to continue my sessions. Now, understand general ledger accounting. Explain organizational elements. We saw organizational structure, right? Now, what is an organizational element? Now, even after you finish your CMAs, if at all you will be getting into SAP, even as an end user or whatever, you will definitely be asked these basic questions in your interview. What do you understand by organizational structure? Clear? So it is very, very essential, very, very mandatory that you definitely focus on the theory, focus on reading this particular slides. Now we entered into a new term, organizational elements. Now slowly we are going to look at what are the organizational elements, especially or specific to the finance model. Each module has its own organizational structure and has its own organizational elements. Just while browsing through these slides in the business processes, yesterday I took you to a slide where it said purchase organization. That is one of the classic examples of a organizational element which is belonging to another module, not to FI. So here we are going to look at all the things and understand what is an organizational element. Maintaining general ledger master records. So we are already aware of what is a master data, what is a master record. And somebody yesterday made a wonderful point saying that the data is of permanent in nature. You're very right. Yes. The master data will not change frequently. Posting transactions in the general ledger. Posting. So we will get introduced to all this. OK. Let us go through, and I'm not going to spend this much of time for every slide. OK, I'm going to. This is what you're supposed to do. You should read, and but my duty is to tell you and simplify your life as to helping you to understand what is expected for you to understand these slides, right? And ultimately the finance model. Let me not spend more time on this. Now you should be in a position to know what is external accounting information. External reporting, we have all seen this. We saw the concept of parallel ledgers, right? Correct. So we saw ledgers. Why do we need ledgers? Only when your business wants to report its financial results across different geographical locations based on the accounting requirement or the legal requirement of that particular country. This is clear. Now in SA, what is this leading ledger 0L? Or what exactly is leading ledger? Now I have set up my business in India. That becomes the leading ledger. So the base country of your business becomes the leading ledger. All other countries wherever I'm establishing my business becomes the non-leading ledgers. Non-leading ledgers. Leading, non-leading. I hope you have understood. 0L, the leading ledger 0L is a part of the standard SAP system. What does the standard SAP system mean? Meaning it is delivered by SAP. So this concept of the leading ledger is already embedded within the SAP system. You do not have the opportunity to create your leading ledger at all. Not even the consultant. The consultant creates only the non-leading ledgers. If you're able to read this, the other country reporting apart from your base country is your non-leading ledgers. Clear? This is your ledger approach. This is exactly what you mean by parallel ledgers, parallel accounting. If somebody asks you, how does SAP help me in reporting businesses in different countries? Just two words, parallel accounting, parallel ledgers, just two words. That's it. I hope you have understood. So the non-leading ledgers, depending on the countries wherever you want to establish the business, the consultant creates those many non-leading ledgers. The SAP system will never give you an opportunity to create the leading ledger, and the leading ledger is identified by the 0L. Why 0L? It is a standard SAP definition. There is no reason as to why it is not 1L or 2L. No, it is a standard SAP definition. The leading ledger is defined in the standard SAP system as 0L only. Now, what do I mean by standard SAP? So you see the sentence continues is a part of the standard SAP system. So whatever project you're working on, whether you're working on the Hindustan Unilever project, whether you're working on the SAP system of the Tatas, whether you're working on the SAP system of the Reliance, whether you're working on the SAP system of Messrs XYZ Limited, the SAP system by its own definition has delivered 0L as the leading ledger. And to add, please do not get confused. If at all, I don't know if I need to make this point now, since I've already started on ledgers. And since we have already read the slide about standards and non-standards, let me look forward. What is that? Ledger, parallel ledgers. Can you see this parallel ledgers? So 0L let me do this in caps, defined by SAP. 0L is the leading ledger defined by SAP automatically. Clear? Actually, this should have been the okay. No, let me follow the discipline of how they have organized this. I hope you have understood the concept of leading and non-leading ledgers or parallel ledgers. It's more than okay. A posted FI document. Let us reserve the statement for some time later. Just hold on with the statement. I'm not going to explain any further on the statement. Okay. I will tell you what is posting. Again, it's the leading and the non-leading. Extension ledgers is nothing but your non-leading ledgers. Okay. We have come back to the first and the most important note where he starts defining what is a client. Prior to carrying any financial transactions, let me not tell you it's only the financial transactions. I would probably alter this line saying that prior to carrying out any transaction, the transaction could be pertaining to HR, your transaction could be pertaining to materials, your whatever. It is essential to establish the organizational structure and the organizational elements in any module, not necessarily only in finance. Okay. Now, let me experiment with playing the video. I don't know if you're able to hear to it, at least faint. I don't know what to do. It's a wonderful video. Please. Did you see the definition? It's an independent unit. What are we defining? We are defining a client. It has a set of its own master records, set of tables. So in the very first session, or maybe in the second session yesterday. Now, what is this new term called as tables? Is it new? I think I've already told you what tables mean on the very first day. So when we were discussing about ECC SAP and HANA SAP. So the ECC database, by now you should be aware that, or probably you would remember that Oracle is a database and Oracle stores the data in the form of tables. So in ECC SAP, you have master tables, you have transaction tables. All right. So you have one master table for your general ledger accounts, one master table for your customers, one master table for your vendors, one master table for your banks. Clear? One master table for your materials. Clear? So, and the same transaction tables for your vendor invoices, for your vendor payments, for your customer sales invoices, for your customer receipts. You all have the individual transactional tables also. And within the tables, how is the data held? How is the data stored? In the form of fields. I remember I had made a note of this. Let me see tables and fields. So both, even in HANA, it is the same concept. You have tables, you have within the tables, the data is held in different fields. What is a field? Please hold on. I will tell you at the appropriate moment. Okay. So because I saw that. Now is where your definition starts. Please do not worry about this word post. Smallest organizational unit of financial accounting for which a complete set of accounts can be drawn for the external accounting or for external reporting purposes. So nothing new. Independent accounting entity. Clear? Now, how SAP is defining the company code? Suppose you have Hindustan Unilever Limited. I have Tata Consultancy Services. I have Reliance Fresh. I have Reliance Jio. I have Reliance Smart. How do I define this? You know, all these are called as company codes. Perfect. Now, in an organization, suppose some of you join one particular organization. How are you identified within an organization? You will be given your unique employee IDs. Clear? So the same concept applies for SAP to define and identify a company code. You cannot have a big name called as Hindustan Unilever Limited. Okay. Reliance Smart, Reliance Fresh. Now, a company code is defined with a unique 4-charactered key. Now, when we spoke about we saw something called as 0L. What is the 0L? I said it is the standard SAP definition. Why 0L? No answer. It is defined by SAP, that's it. Why not 1L? Why not 2L? Why only L? No answer. It is a standard SAP definition. And as you can see, it is 2 characters. And it is alphanumeric, 0 and L. Can it be only numbers? Yes. Can it be only alphabets? Yes. Can it be alphanumeric? Yes. Similarly, a company code is also identified by a unique four-charactered code. Again, it can be less than 4 also, but maximum is 4. Whenever you want to define an entity in SAP, you have some restrictions. As far as the definition of a company code is concerned, it is restricted to 4 characters. Normally, in the live SAP environment, it is numbers. It is numbers. It is defined by numbers only. But can you have only alphabets? Yes. Can you have a mix of numbers and alphabets? Perfectly okay. It can also be alphanumeric. But the only thing is it should not exceed 4 characters. For example, when I show you the live SAP system, you have something like this 0001. You can also have company codes like this. You can also have company codes like this. Just an example. I'm not intending to give you any kind of a example. These are all just how you can code, how you can use the different combinations to define a company code. But normally you will see this because you saw that 0L and there was a term called a standard SAP definition. This also is standard SAP company code. These two, you will definitely see at least any one of them whenever any SAP system is given to you. Clear? This is how the consultant defines the company code based on the project requirements. But normally, experienced consultants, professional consultants, they always use numbers. Clear? These are all. It is simply, I wanted to tell you, this also is permitted in SAP. How you define in SAP? Perfectly. So it can have numbers only. It can have alphabets only. It can also have numbers plus alphabets. And that is exactly what it says. It can be alphanumeric. So now I think probably things are getting more and more interesting. Correct? At the same time, probably a little too many things to understand also. Okay, don't worry about it. This is a little, can I just put this away for now? And okay, let me make note of the slide 297. Just hold on, I'll make a note of the slide. Because I will revisit this at the appropriate moment. Or I can explain this now and also revisit. Probably the understanding will be a little too much. Okay, try to understand to the best possible extent. All right, because as I said, do not get worried if you do not understand things in the very first instance. Don't worry. Okay, I'll explain not once, not twice, but n number of times. Okay, just give me a minute. Guys, do you want to think about, you want a breather for 2 minutes just to think about whatever has happened? Just take a quick, not a break. Just think about whatever has happened for just a minute or two. I'll join you by 12:50. I'll be very much available. I mean, I'm sitting in the same place. But just a small, or I will also remove this because probably you may change the focus. Just think about whatever has happened. Janvi ma'am, do we have any questions for now?
Just a moment, sir. Let me check.
Sure. Or you want me to check the Q&A section, ma'am? I can also do that, not a problem.
Okay, sure, sir. But now I think so. There are no questions. It's
No questions.
regarding the attendance only. Some students have asked for, sir, I'll just answer this question which they are asking.
Yes, ma'am. Tell me.
No, I'll answer the question, sir. It is
Okay.
regarding the course content. It's regarding the course content.
Okay.
So students, yeah, just to answer your questions. That is, many are asking where can we get the slides of PDF which sir is showing. So just check your mails. We have released the IDs in 2 batches. So just check your mails. You must have received the mail either in April or in May. And it is mail must be from Energy Vidya. So just check in your mailbox, inbox or spam folder. Just check it from Energy Vidya and you might have received the login credentials. Log in with that credentials and then you will have the, when you log in, you will have the user ID and password for this SAP Enable Now. You have to click on the link and then enter your user ID and password, and then all the help document, the help document for SAP Enable Now is also given in Energy Vidya. You can follow the steps and log into SAP Enable Now, which is the course content. Just follow that. I hope it is clear to you, students. Mails you might have received from Energy Vidya. I repeat, mails received from Energy Vidya either in April or in May. To be specific, 14th April or 3rd. Just check. You might have received the mail. One student is telling that you have not received the mail, but you might have received. It is sure. Not now, it is in April or in May, you might have received. Check your inbox or search your inbox with Energy, N-E-R-G-Y Vidya, V-I-D-Y-A, Energy Vidya. Just check it. Yes, sir. From my side, it is clear.
Okay. Okay. So, shall I presume that you people have understood the concept of what is standard SAP? What is a company code? Has a concept gone in clearly? How it is, or what exactly it is, and what are the I just cannot say it is the rules. But if you say that you need to definitely follow the rules set by SAP as to only 4 characters are allowed to define a company code, you very well must follow the standards. You cannot deviate. Clear? And I gave you the examples as to how the company code can be defined. Clear? It is not only HU, it can be A, B, C, D, E, F, whatever it is. OK. It is not because I have said HUL, HU01. It does not necessarily mean that the company code should start with only H. No. It is not. OK. But normally, as I said, it is denoted by numbers. And if you see 0001, it's a SAP company. This also is a SAP company. All right. I will show you when we get hold of the SAP systems. OK. These are all the standards. Especially the 0001 and 1000. They are the standard definitions of or the standard available company codes in any SAP system. I may open the SAP system in India. Somebody else may open the SAP system in the US. Do I have 0001? Does he also have the 0001? Yes, invariably, yes. I may be working on a different project. He may be working on a different project. But do we still see 0001? Definitely 200% yes. As long as somebody has accidentally not played around with the company code, this company codes must and should be available in any of the SAP systems. Clear? Now, let me go back to the slide. General ledger accounting at company code level. I have made a note of the slide. OK, now let me go to the next slide. Even before this, I want to see a definition. Now, what is this IDES? International Demo Education System. OK. This is the sample SAP system. OK. IDES stands for International Demo Education Systems. The reason as to why I'm not reading the slides is it is you who have to read and come back to me. These things I have already explained. OK. So you see this codes like 3000, 4000, 6000. They're all the company codes. They indicate IDES US, IDES Canada, IDES Mexico. This is, see, I gave you that 1000. It is Germany. Here, as far as Europe is concerned. OK, so these are all the examples of the company codes which you may likely see in any of the standard SAP systems. Clear? So these numbers, they don't indicate anything, but they indicate the company code. Okay. As I said, now a trading partner is simply another company with which you're dealing, or maybe say your customer or your vendor, whatever. Rather, they become the business partners. Unfortunately, you will not be able to listen to the audio. OK. As I said, I'll come back to this profit centers, cost centers. OK, I'll explain the segments again. OK, this comes in your CO. I'm just waiting. Let me make a note of that slide also. 301, 302. See, as I said, at the CO area level. You know what is a CO area now, right? Controlling area. Only when you have the management accounting activity taking place in your organization, you need to define the CO area, controlling area. Until and unless the requirement comes up, you do not define the CO area at all. So I already explained what is a segment. Don't worry, I'll come back to this explanation once again. So please read through. I have already explained it theoretically. Please go through. I'm just wanting to find one. Okay. 309. Janvi madam, we can break for lunch now.
Yes, sir. Sure.
Yeah.
So students, yeah, we'll take a break now and we'll resume the session at 2 p.m. Thank you all. Have a nice day. Thank you, sir. Please be back.
Thank you, ma'am.
Students,
Yeah.
please be back. Yeah. Thank you, sir. Students, please be back by 2 p.m. for the next session.